Right. So in today's session, I'm going to discuss about configuring the batch processing because whenever we wants to configure any kind of batch processing in using Guidewire application, there are different JSON files normally we used to create, right? So this is one of an example which I'm going to explain you. So because if there is any kind of configuration for Cloud API related, like because for example, when if there is any kind of cloud API which majorly supports to start any kind of batch processing and all. So for that, there are some batch processes majorly useful for us to specify some arguments. So whenever we wants to run any kind of batch process and all, these arguments majorly performs the functions as well as the input parameters so that whatever the kind of changes you want to make in the batch process while we are running everything can be done. In connect to this, when it comes to the configuration of Cloud API, wherein if you want to support any custom batch process arguments and all, there are two different configuration steps normally we use. One is about adding schema property and second is about adding handling code. So adding a schema property where whatever the batch processing arguments we have taken for schema, followed by adding any kind of handling code in connect to batch processing extension resources if you want to perform, right? So any kind of class to convert payloads into arguments, everything can be mentioned under these two steps, whatever the configuration steps we have discussed so far. Now, when it comes to the configuration part. So this is an example I have taken you, right? So I think you can see, right? So if you want to create any custom batch processing by using name group metrics, right? So for example, group metrics is something which I have taken. So group name matrix extension we have taken here, right? So because this will calculate the performance metrics for every group based on the works that are assigned to the users in the group. So that whatever the kind of optional arguments for any kind of single group name, normally these are all will be specified to the string here. To implement this argument, this is about the system tools extension I have taken. Right? So this is 1.0 schema JSON file because two files can be used. One is about XML files can be used at the same time. JSON schema file can also be used. So this example which I have taken and I'm showing you over here, this is about JSON schema file I have taken where if you want to define any batch processing arguments, these batch processing arguments are mentioned under the batch process arguments and properties, followed by the extension we need to provide for the group metrics, etc. Along with this, whenever there is any batch processing extension resources for any kind of resource class using any kind of GOSO files and all everything so that we can define the required behavior for any work batch process elements, everything can be used in this. So this is one of the key and important element. So as far as batch processing, so everything is concerned, we will be using when we are working on configuring these configuration. So being into development side, it's always important for us to know about how to configure the batch processings, especially when we are working on Cloud API, all this, right? So this is about configuring the batch processing part and all that. Next, tomorrow I'm going to discuss about how to configure the address locates and all that, right? So that I'm going to discuss in tomorrow session, right? So configuring address locals, all that. Okay. See you then. Bye.